good evening, everyone. Welcome back to BlueRidge Silverhound, where we talk about coins, currency, and all the other things that make it go round. Hey, that kind of sounded good. But in this particular instance, we're going to talk about one of my patrons that that sent me an email a few days ago, and I wanted to address some of the things that happened with her a few years ago when she was trying to liquidate a coin collection. All right, so this is going to be a pretty good lesson for a lot of people. It didn't quite work out the way that she wanted to, and after reassessing and just kind of like taking a look, at this 5,000 foot level of what went wrong, then she completely understands what went wrong, and she wanted me to discuss this with everyone because there are a multitude of various ways that you could sell coins. Okay, the big thing this day and age is doing all of your sales e-commerce. Okay, you sell them through the online auction sites, you sell them on Facebook, you sell them on forum chat pages. This seems to be kind of like the popular choice today. All right, it's much, the outside world of other collectors is much more accessible thanks to the internet. But in the case of this individual, her name's Beverly, and she's from Ocala, Florida, right around my neck of the woods when I was living out there. She actually inherited her late husband's coin collection. He was very much into a lot of silver stacking. So he ended up passing over to his wife somewhere in the neighborhood of about $80,000 in value in various silver bullion, silver coins, scrap, things of that nature. She also said there was a little bit of gold, some gold eagles in there in the mix. And in the midst of trying to settle the estate, paying off a lot of his old credit cards that they were together on, okay, and this is very commonplace, and it's unfortunate. You have to sell items, okay, that you have owned for many years and decades in order to take care of expenses revolving around the death of a family member. Okay, it's very common to see husband and wife, get on loans together. They get on car loans and credit cards together. And even though if one person passes away, the other person is still fiscally obligated to still make the payment, okay, to be obligated to fulfill their fiduciary responsibility of those loans and credit lines. So what people do is they'll go out and they'll take whatever assets they have. In this case, $80,000 in assorted bulk silver holdings, which can be, in her case, they had a lot of silver eagles. He was very much into Engelhard and old Apmex bars. She had a number of 100-ounce bars. She even had some oddball ones that are like 125 ounce, and it's kind of weird. But anyways, she had all of the silver, but didn't know where to sell it. She didn't have an outlet to sell it, and I guess one of the easiest accessible places to go to is online, but not just any other outlet. She went to Craigslist. She was snooping around, looking for a local coin dealer or someone that specializes in precious metals. So, caution to the wind, she ended up finding someone that does a traveling cash for gold business. You guys have seen it, okay? They pop up in shopping malls, and they're in strip malls, and they're accessible online. Okay, you can go online and find cash for gold reps that will buy your coins or your silver bullion or your gold bullion, and then they'll send you a prepaid box or something like that to ship out your precious metals, and they stroke you a check, or they send you like a digital wire transfer. Okay, so that's a pretty common practice. roughly about 12 years ago, when I was still living in Florida, I actually knew a gentleman that operated about a dozen of these cash for gold physical retail parlors. People will come in, they'll have scrap gold jewelry, that broken jewelry, they'll have watches, things of that nature, coins, bullion. They'll go to him and they'll, work out a deal. But the thing you got to remember, at these cash for gold outlets, they give you rock bottom on everything. So Beverly did not sell the entire $80,000 stash of silver. She still has, probably about 60% of the holdings. So she ended up trying to take about $25,000 of it, because that's how much they had in various loans and credit lines, to want to sell. Okay, with the understanding that she'll receive right around $20,000 to $25,000. After it's all said and done, with the assortment of Silver Eagles, Engelhard bars, and some of these miscellaneous kind of like third-party bars, she ended up getting about $13,000. All right. She said she had a little bit of the scrappy 90% silver U.S. coins, like the pre-1964 variety, and they paid her like 8 times face. Which, if you went to a coin shop, that's on par with today's prices. The spot price of silver didn't change too much in the last 2 years. So it's pretty similar. We're still in this like $14, $15, $16 an ounce price level for silver. And it was pretty much the same back in 2017, when she did in fact sell the bulk of her silver. Now that I see here, she did have a few collectible coins, and she didn't get much for them. Let's see, she had a couple Carson City Morgans that were in the original GSA holders that she only received $90 a piece for. And even if it's common day, we all know that's about a $200 coin all day long. That's what you could get for them on eBay, or if you sold it to an actual legit coin dealer, my goodness, they'll give you about $150. Okay, so yeah, she sold those at the complete wrong individual, and yeah, she got taken for a ride with those. But she had BU rolls of dimes. Looks like she has quarters here, assorted dates. The BU rolls of quarters and dimes sell for a premium. Okay, for let's say a standard roll of 90% silver dimes, we're looking at $55, give or take, which is a fair market value based on silver spot price at this given time. She could have gotten somewhere in like the $80 to $90 range for complete BU rolls of just about any date, save for maybe 64, 63, some of the later dated examples in which billions of them were made. But nonetheless, she even sold a number of the brilliant uncirculated piece of Morgan dollars, common dates, but they only gave her $8 a piece for them. They gave her exactly 8 times face for these coins right here that traditionally sell between $30 and $40 for nice, fantastic examples in which they're problem free. They're a brilliant uncirculated / mint state, and she got taken for a ride. So the thing about cash for gold is that they're your most easily accessible, quickest route to a buck. All right, from what I've been told, actually, when I talked to my friend who operated about 12 of these shops in Florida, he said, you know what, I probably had every conceivable drug user, substance abuser in general. We had people that were down on their luck and just didn't know that they had stuff that were more valuable. He said he would make a trip to coin shops probably 5-6 times a week to take some of this 90% silver bulk that he paid like 6 times face for, or 5 times face, because this is like mid 2000s, before the recession. and he would go to the coin shops and they would pay him 7 or 8 times. So he'd net out some extra profit. But cash for gold, they're like right on the cusp of being like bottom of the barrel. It's almost like a pawn shop. Only cash for gold, they have a higher turnover of just pure, silver and gold holdings just coming in. Whereas pawn shops, you're stuck with a guy trying to bring in a 10-year-old CD player, or that 20-inch projection TV. But it's like you got to pick your poison when it comes to stuff like that. But Beverly has the rest of what she has to sell, and I'm gonna help consult her when it comes to selling. Okay, she says she's probably close to selling. She's about ready to retire from her job, and she wants to, just kind of go into retirement, feeling financially healthy. Okay, and she said at this point in time, holding all of this silver, okay, is more of a burden than it is a help, because I have all this physical metal. They're in old suitcases, and she said, we even have some that are stored in old artillery boxes, the kind that the Army used, like 30, 40, 50 years ago. They have like 3 of those full of nothing but bars and silver rounds, and then more of these 90% piece of Morgan dollars, along with some half dollars and everything like that. So someone had mentioned on one of my videos, one of my most recent videos, BlueRidge, where's the best place, provider that you could go to buy silver, okay, and have it be kind of a fair price. I'm a firm believer that you have to go right directly to the source, okay? There are specific retailers that deal in silver, okay? So you want to go to them, your APMEX of the world, your Modern Coin Mart. Some of these dealers that deal specifically in bulk 90% silver, in 999 fine silver, in 999 fine gold, quad 9 of either metals, platinum, palladium, they are definitely the way to go, okay? They're the best outlet to buy the material from if you don't want to get into the whole, the ETF thing. And whereas if you went to a coin dealer, okay, a few things happen, all right? If you're trying to seek out silver and gold and various types of bullion, they're either going to charge way too much of a premium. In some cases, probably $5 to $6 above spot. It's still not uncommon to find silver eagles over $20, okay? Which is silly. I would never pay $20 for a silver eagle with the price of silver the way it is, okay? I traditionally buy those $1.50 to $2 over spot for those particular pieces. But if you went to a coin shop, there are people that kind of like stay within the spot price for those type of pieces, and then they'll just adjust accordingly. They don't want to kind of like, rape anyone over the coals to, make an extra like $1 or $2, especially if someone comes in, well, oh yeah, I want 3 silver eagles. Are you really going to charge them $20 a piece, and then tax? So this is a huge lesson, and just trying to, there are 2 things that you have to kind of like sit down and jot down. Okay, you kind of have to jot down notes. So you have all of these coins, you have all of this silver, coins. Okay, we could even throw in like some of the like copper Lincoln pennies, anything collectible, errors, varieties, and you need to sit down, okay, and discover what you want to do with this. Figure out a timeline in which you need funds, because your options are far and deeper and wider than anything else that was available 25 years ago. Okay, with the power of the internet, you're able to find more avenues, about probably 10 times more different areas of opportunity when it comes to selling your collection. Okay, and this is not just about silver or bullion, but this is for any aspect of numismatics, coins. All right, this is not just an investment thing. It's about, I need money. so that way I could pay bills, so that way I could support something. You know, you need money for something, and you're just trying to convert the physical form of your coins and currency and your precious metals into something that you really want. Maybe it's a new car. Maybe it's a case of cigarettes. I don't know. You know, it all differs between one individual to another. But keep in mind, okay, the cash for gold option is always going to be the last option in your selling needs. All right, they pay the lowest. Okay, if you're going to look at a hierarchy of who pays what to what, all right, you have your pawn shops and you have your cash for gold at the bottom. All right, that's why you don't see great quality stuff at these two places. All right, generally the cash for gold people don't really resell to the open market, to the people. Okay, they'll go refine it, they'll melt it, they'll sell it to an assayer, they'll do this, do that, except sell it back to the general public. Okay, because in some way or another, you just don't see the extra money coming in that way as a business owner of a cash for gold outlet. But anyways, I wanted to bring this up. Beverly, thank you for giving me permission to discuss the pitfalls of selling to a cash for gold outlet. Nobody needs to be swindled, that's for sure. If you guys have questions, comments, we'd love to hear it. I'm your host, Sean, with BlueRidge Silverhound. As always, we're discovering together. You guys enjoy the hobby and collect on, guys. All right, I'll see you. Take care.